All right, we got the post game going. Had to change the music. That ain't no victory music right
Not at all.
there. That's an L.
Nothing to celebrate.
All right. So kick it off, coach.
Wow, man. The NFL comes back to fight us, fight us again, man. Every week, man. Any given Sunday, if you don't come to play, man. Um, I don't think this was a game lost by this one person. This was a game lost by all across the board. We didn't really play well. We played well in spots, but not consistently well across the board. Um, Goes back to, if you listen to Boss Cowboy Sports and you've been with us with this live stream since every game starting the first game, you will see that our defensive keys, man, I think the second big key on the defense was don't give up explosive plays, limit two or less over 25, 30 yards. We had four was almost 30 yards. Oh, four that was over 30 yards, or close to 30 yards, and each one of them gave up. Each one of those explosive plays gave up points. So, or set them in position to score points. Red zone again. I always got one last thing to say, man. If I had one question for Dan Quinn, and I'm not talking about a specific player, because everybody want to talk about what player you're talking about. No. I just don't understand the defense philosophy of our linebackers and what they're being taught. Because they never come forward. They just stand, they 5 yards off the ball, and I don't care if it's a run play, they steal 5 yards when the play starts. They never come forward.
Coach. Pause. We
They
gonna
never
continue
push
that.
action.
We gonna continue that right there as soon as we get back.
Look, why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? I need a meal like you. I need some friends and some jewelry. I'm trying to get like you. Sign me a deal like you. Foreign my whip like you. Give me a. I'm trying to be lit like you. Flex on the ground like you. Show all my bands like you. I talk to my friends, I talk to my family, they don't understand like you. Follow the plan like you. I need some fans like you. Make them all stand like you, but I don't understand why I'm not like you. They say comparison is a thief of joy. But what I'm supposed to do, I'm unemployed. Been dropping songs, ain't been making noise. Trying to get like you and hope it fill a void. Look, don't nobody wanna be like me. No shawty, no team like me. Insecure, unemployed, no tour, no story, no breed, no peace like me. Close to living on the streets like me. Run away from your dream like me. Mama, dad, mister got you living with your granny. Ain't nobody unkeep like me. I mean unkept like me. Credit low ball and dead like me. Don't nobody call and check on me. I see y'all ball, y'all flex on me, but
Man, that's how we doing on losses. We coming in like that on losses. We feeling blue. Why we play so blue? All right. And that's appropriate, man, because I know how we feeling right now. So, Coach, keep going. You was talking about the linebackers, but I just, it's just what it is,
Yeah.
man. I know everybody's feeling blue. We gonna talk about it. Let's go, Coach. It's on you.
Well, hey, I'm gonna say this. What I'm saying is, it's not gonna be talked about because everybody's gonna talk about uh, Dak Prescott. They're gonna talk about Dak Prescott, and they're gonna talk about what we didn't do in the red zone. They're gonna talk about all those type of things. But coming forward, our linebacker play is gonna have to get better, and it's got to just get more aggressive. And they got to start taking more chances. I'll say this when and then everybody's gonna say, well, that's the defensive lineman. Defensive lineman can take up block, but the key is the combo can't get there if the linebacker moving and he reading it and getting there. That's either gonna help the defensive lineman out because he's so quick to the ball, but if he's standing in the same spot, it makes no difference. They still gonna get to him. The trash is gonna get there, and he catching it. So that's something I'm gonna look at. But overall, there's no need to talk about specifics. Overall, we did not come to play, and hopefully we understand as Cowboy Nation that we have a Super Bowl caliber team. But we got to come play every day, and we got to stop talking about February and talk about next week.
Oh, Coach, I'm going to still say we got Super Bowl talent. You thought I was going to stop saying that because we took a leg?
Yeah, you can say that, but I don't think we just vote about how we going to win 6. Yeah. You got to play, and you know this ball. Yeah. You can talk it all you want.
Yeah, you got to play.
You got to play.
You got to play. That's one of the reasons I said this is the game that's going to tell us a lot about us. Like, where we beat the teams we supposed to beat, and then we lose against teams we supposed to lose. That's same old Cowboy stuff right there.
So let me say something right quick, ball. Y'all said that supposed. It's just one word that I don't like in that. We should say we should be.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be nobody. It
yeah, we
should
should. Yeah, we should. Like
when you say supposed, it's like it's no definite. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
No, we should win this game, and it should have been close.
Okay, let's add more to that then. We should beat them if we play up to how we can play. And if we are disciplined, and if we don't have 11 penalties in the first half. Because I don't even think it was flatness, to be honest. You said it is, Amp. I want to hear you out on that. My eyes didn't see flat. You know what I saw? Bro? I saw discipline, bro. That's what I saw. Yeah. I saw way too many penalties, bro. Just keeping it all the way 100. Yeah. I ain't see flat, though. Just keeping it real. I saw a little bit of flatness, but not like we was against Denver. Why do you disagree with that? I want to hear this.
No, I don't know, man. I said it in the beginning, though. I said we should go away with this easy if we do what we know we're capable of doing.
Right.
See, the beautiful part about potential energy is it remains potential until an action happens.
Yeah.
And you get some motion. That's what makes it kinetic for all you physics majors out there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, what I never saw today was, I did not see, and I think this is missing for us on both sides of the ball. I think we got it on defense, but I didn't see it out of this individual today. We need fire starters. We need individuals that when we do come out flat to say, hey, get your together, man. Come on, let's not let these guys beat us. We're better than them. I never saw, they flashed the sidelines a lot. You saw Tyron Smith. You saw Dak talking to Mike McCarthy. You saw CeeDee Lamb getting upset about a penalty, but not once. Now, granted, they don't show the whole sideline, the whole game, but not once did I see anybody laying into anybody. So to me, that was a flatness, not only across the board, but I didn't even see it from the coaching staff. Don't know what took place at halftime, but this is not how you win football games. We did not play championship football. We did not play inspired football. We did not play clean football. And most importantly, we did not play disciplined football. I saw a comment that said, we lost to an 0-2 team. No, let me correct you. We lost to a professional team. And today, they put 0-2 to the side. Instead of believing what their record said they were, they came out believing and executing like they could beat us. That's the difference between the two.
Amp said you said we ain't play championship ball. I got newsflash for you, Amp. We can't play championship ball because we not champions yet. That's what I think we got. I think that's the focus we got. We already done said, oh, we done been crowned and we playing champ. We got to climb that damn mountain. It don't be given to nobody. If you want to say play like champions, say that about Kansas City.
I think we can say play like Cap because I don't think he mean it like that, Coach. He not saying we all.
These guys don't know what a championship. How many of these guys on the team got a championship?
Of course, none of them, and we agree with that.
They got to climb.
What I'm saying is, Amp wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying. He was saying that they need to have a championship mentality. Even not getting there, you can have that mentality. That's what he was saying. So, and I see what you're saying, and I see where the aggravation.
They got to build that. They don't know what that mentality is, boss. It's gonna be the hardest thing they're gonna do, and they got the quality to do it.
Coach,
but they don't know what it is.
How many players have you coached that didn't win a championship, but they play like a champion? I've seen it.
I have players, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about. That
well, as a group,
you know what I mean? To where he, because I think we getting caught up in the championship. The thing is, he's saying, in a nutshell, what I was
level of play. I'm talking about excellence. When you talk about
intensity, heart, discipline. Like, who are the guys that's making sure that we? That's why I said going into this game, I want to see in this game. Do these guys just play the same type of football regardless of who they play?
Right.
And to me, if you take it a notch down than what you've been doing the last 2 weeks, I shouldn't use the word championship because it's going to cause a little bit of friction. I'm going to just say that's not the standard. Can I say that?
Yeah.
But, you know something I heard every interview that I heard of Gilmore, every interview I've heard of, he was talking about it. I mean, his defense, but every time he ends it with, "You got to go out there and do that."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, he know that. Yeah. But we got to go out there and do it.
Execution.
Yeah, we got to do it. And then in a game like this is a nice early slap in your mouth. This is an early. Yep. Oh, so y'all think y'all can roll out of bed with 11 penalties and still win?
Right.
For real? For real? Okay, try
it. We got the stars. Y'all ain't got no stars. Ain't nobody over there on y'all team no stars.
Yeah.
Man, this is the NFL, man. Stars made every day.
Yeah, that's facts.
Every week there's a new star. Tank Dale from Houston is a star today because he cooked for about 200 yards every season. He's a star now.
And you know you know who on their side played well today? You gotta give him his credit. That Hollywood Brown.
Yes, he did.
That Hollywood ball over there. Hollywood and Dobbs was clean. Dobbs played clean today. You know what I mean?
Didn't turn the ball over.
No, he didn't.
And they took advantage with, and their defense tackled and said, "Hey, we're not gonna have no big plays. We're not gonna have no game-changing plays." And then you put yourself in a situation that I think the Cowboys, I think we was talking earlier in the live stream when we ain't got no turnover, we about to get a turnover. Man, you're not gonna get turnovers every game. If your defense is dependent on getting turnovers to win games, that don't happen. That's the thing that happens. So you have to be very disciplined in your game and not give things away and get behind and then try to turn that switch on. And for me, it's week 2. I told somebody earlier when Diggs got hurt, I said, well, I don't want to lose Diggs, but I'd rather lose Diggs in week 2 than week 16 when I don't have a time to adjust from him. And I'd rather lose a game in week 3 that was a slap in our face that can get us back motivated and understand in the right frame of mind to move on and to be the team we can be than to have this type of loss in week 15 or week 14.
My boy Philly Mike say, sheesh. Yeah, this loss is kind of like the one y'all took last year to Washington.
It's all Gucci though.
Yeah,
Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry.
No, it's real though. And
Hey, y'all heard me say
trolling.
this one time before?
It's one of them things to where this is why I say, especially in the division, I don't sleep on nobody in the division. Never. I don't care. I just don't. I've seen too many upsets in the division. Period. You know what I mean? Just so, yeah. Nah, this is an ugly loss. Ain't no way of getting around it. Sheesh. I'll stand with you. Sheesh. Yep. Now, I do want to kind of listen, y'all. We go get back to the real deal because I know we go keep it real always on everything we saying. But I do wanna mention a couple of things that I felt like was some kind of silver linings in this evil day. I want to mention a couple, right? That even in the loss, I was happy to see that I could come out of here with some silver linings.
We did.
Even in this loss, I'm clapping it up for you, Michael Gallup. I'm clapping it up for you in a lot of ways. First of all, you was completely unselfish when they asked you about it. You was completely unselfish. He talked about that it don't matter if he have a big day as long as we get the dub. He said, my time coming. And his time came.
That's right.
His time sure did come today. So even though, yes, we lost. But if I look at the silver lining of how he competed today, damn good job. God damn! Yeah. Then another silver lining, I would say, just because I'm still torn on who my star go be. I feel strong about it, but I need to sleep on it. I was impressed with CeeDee Lamb, except for that one play to where he started begging for that call instead of trying to take it off his head. Yeah. You know? But other than that, I'm impressed how CeeDee Lamb is competing. I like his energy. I like his swag. He's passionate. He's blocking. I'm seeing him being completely unselfish, and he looked like he just comfortable playing football. My third silver lining in this loss. I like how Micah Parsons was acting during this loss. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. He was very frustrated, and maybe we see this a little bit different, you know, because I know we talked about it during the live, his body language. I love his body language. He didn't seem content to me. He didn't seem like he was taken in for granted. His effort was relentless from beginning to end.
Facts.
Those will be some things I could take away from the positives. I got a couple of more, but I'm going to take a pause and let y'all jump in. What's up with you, Coach? What you think?
I got some positives. I got some good positive. I think our offense, other than the red zone, and I think with some questions about some of these play calls, but I got some positives because I think Bass, I need to go look at it, research it more, but I think Bass had a great job. You had a running back that had 123 yards. Your other running backs did well. Your quarterback didn't have a 300-yard game, but he threw for a 249. Your offense moved the ball down the field. I think Chuma might have had a holding call. He might have struggled a little bit, but when nothing was glaring where you said, man, he was a liability out there. And your other guy, your other young guy, your center, yes, he may have some, but nothing glaring saying, hey, man, if we come in a pinch, we cannot go with these guys. So that's a positive to saying the rebuilding of this offensive line is for the future, and for now, if we got somebody hurt, that we still can be able to do things, but we got to clean things up in the red zone with execution. But it wasn't because of the players that we played. They played very well out there and played tough. That is a silver lining. And as well as we did get some catches by our tight end. Listen, there's a lot of silver linings in this game, but you have to look at them. But as we always say, boss, football is the greatest team sport alive. There is nothing better. And the sum of the parts, you can't have one hitting and missing, and because it just take maybe one or two bad plays by somebody that can put you behind the 8 ball. But I think the offensive line themselves did a very good job for being 3 guys starting in the game that was out of our offensive line, and for us to do well as we ran the ball well. And Dak he wasn't sacked 100 times either. So I think they did a very good job of that.
Oh, by the way, man, there's some cool shades, bro.
Appreciate you, my guy. So my positive aspect for this game, to take what Coach said a little bit further, we had some questions, even going back to last year, as far as, our last OC and at times him shying away from the run game. But I want to give kudos to your patchwork offensive line, Mike McCarthy, and your OC, Brian Schottenheimer, for establishing the run today. I felt that at times we probably should have run independent and leaned on it a little bit more.
Hold on real quick.
But your offense got 185 yards rushing this game.
Hold on real quick before you finish, because you cooking. My boy said, move on. He said, y'all overreacting bad loss. Move on and get ready for New England. We need to get punching them out before the next few games to see what we're about. I don't see how we overreacting when we talking about the positives. Like how?
Boss,
we literally,
boss.
We going back to what we're wrong, but this particular show, in this particular moment, we was literally talking about the good things out of this L. So I don't know where
boss,
we overreacting. I don't see it.
That's a. You got some people that text fast and you got some people that text slow. Maybe he just might have been slow with the text.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. Everybody does not understand the dynamics of autocorrect.
Comments. He said he's talking about the comments.
Oh,
okay, gotcha.
Okay. I was like, man, we giving positives.
I was like, we giving.
I turned my face up, like, what?
Yeah. Okay, we got you now. Go ahead, Al.
But yeah, your offense, man, like Big Mike, Brian, your patchwork O-line, they put it together, man. And even I felt we should have leaned on the run a little bit more. We still garnered up 185 yards rushing. And we only had like 68 in the first half. We ended up with 185. So we had 100 plus yards in the second half. Shout out to your offense, man. I'm going to give them credit for it. Dak was a little lackluster, and I think a lot of it had to do with him. Even though your O-line only gave up 2 sacks, there were a lot of instances in the game where the pocket wasn't as crisp and clean as it needed to be. And Dak was, he was knocked off his pedestal, and he had to move. And you saw a lot of errant throws. He ended up being 25 of 40 for 231 yards. Not a bad performance, but we know what Four is capable of. And with the best 5 in front of him, which God knows I don't know when we ever going to see it, but with the best 5 in front of him, I think he has a different performance. When his pocket has been clean and crisp.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm going right back to that. East side. I'm going to just tell you, bro, don't stalk my ladies. Okay? Because you did that with Mickey before. I'm not going to let you do that, bro. I'm just tell you right now. I want my women comfortable in here, bro. You understand that? I'm going to give you one warning, bro. I'm not playing with you either. I joke with you a lot. I'm not joking with you right now. Let my ladies chill, bro. I'm dead ass serious on that. They ain't coming here to get harassed. My bad, Amp.
Nah, understood. Safety first. Yeah, but hopefully this is a good lesson learned. Sometimes your best fighters need to taste a little bit of blood to realize that they are indeed capable of getting taken down at any one punch. And don't look now, but we can scoff and make jokes again about the Patriots all we want to, but that team is a very disciplined team. I know we're gonna be back home in AT&T Stadium and all that, but one thing that team bring is a level of excellence. Despite a lack of talent, they bring a level of excellence and discipline. And if we are not careful, next week we could be looking at a repeat if we don't tighten up. But I'm gonna tell you, boss.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm
gonna tell you this.
Next week, yeah, we could.
That was the trimmings, right? That was the extras.
Okay.
To me, this game comes down to the meat and potatoes. And for me, the meat and potatoes is two things. That's run defense, and that's red zone offense.
Ooh.
Your Dallas Cowboys defense, the defense that gave up an average of 172 yards on the ground last year, ended up giving up 222 yards on the ground this game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is unacceptable. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're playing.
Yep.
I don't care who's in the backfield. Ooh. That is unacceptable. You're talking about having will and wanting to enforce yourself and impose your will on opposing teams. That's not how you get it done.
Bruh.
We talked about how, we fixed the issues that we've had on the defense. And, I know we lost Diggs. We were saying you can't. And kudos to Bland. He did his thing today. He held his own for the most part. No major blows, no major big plays. He held his own. So that's a little sight of optimism going forward. But Diggs ain't got nothing to do with 222 yards rushing. I'm sorry.
Right.
Whether he was here or not, you need to fix that now. Because like Boss said earlier in the show, guess what? Now team's going to look at the film and say, well, shit, we can run on it.
Let's run on it.
Now, that was the potatoes. Here goes the meat. Even if we give up 222 yards pass rushing, even if we have 13 penalties, guess what? We had 5 trips, ladies and gentlemen. 5 trips. 5 one-way trips to the red zone this game. And you know how many of them we converted? 1. If you were at least a little over 50% with your red zone offense for this game, even with all of the other sins and transgressions I mentioned previously, your team would have walked away with a win today. Now, I'm a magnify it just a little bit more. I said 1 for 5 for the day, right? You know what that is for the season? As far as the season, that means your Dallas Cowboys offense is now 6 of 15 in the red zone. Big Mike, sir, I need you to step to the front of the congregation. Now, you orchestrated the exodus of Kellen Moore all last year. You let him set up his own booby trap. You let him set up his own demise. You addressed it publicly about what you didn't like about the offense. You had your homeboy in the background in waiting for when the moment finally happened. It took damn near 2 weeks for y'all to decide and evaluate what the hell you were going to do with Kellen Moore. And then you finally decide to get him up out of here after you've been stewing all last year about what you would do if you had an opportunity. You was whispering in that girl ear all last year saying, if I get a chance, what Big Daddy going to do. And Big Daddy, you at the front and center of this congregation And you, sir, right now, through the first 3 weeks of the season, are 6-15 in the red zone. I need you to tighten up, dog.
Finish him.
Somebody asked, and I got you, Coach. Somebody asked, do we miss Zeke? No. Rico shut that up today. Rico showed a lot, man. Rico was all, he showed patience. He showed first. He showed good decision making. Rico is growing. I just pray that he stays healthy. I think we are fine.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
We'll find.
Let's put some context on what Pam said. Again, I'm gonna go back to the same thing I said, man. I said this in preseason. I said this same thing I was talking about this in preseason. I said this on a show I was on. Me and Koye was on the show. I said it then. Explosive plays. I saw explosive plays happen against our second and third string on our defense. And everybody said, oh, I said, but listen, man, when you have explosive plays, most of the time it's not because the personnel is not good. It's because of discipline. Long assignments or people not know where they gap, not people change and things get loose. It's not because you're getting blown out the way. You may have good games, but it's when you got players in place, you may have, but you don't have 30, 40-yard games when you got a running back that runs through the line untouched without nobody there and he never get touched and he go 45 yards. When you have a quarterback that in the first possession runs 42 yards, 43 yards, and he was not even touched, didn't break no tackles. When you have a pass play to go 50-some yards when nobody was guarding them, all those things are discipline things.
Yep.
Now, if you want to fix that, everybody's going to go back and say we need to get players and we need to get a player here. Man, the guy ain't doing that. We need to fix it by getting somebody else. No, it goes back to what the Cowboys said all last year, and here it is again. They said then it wasn't about personnel, it was about discipline. And again, it looks like it was a discipline problem. I said this from the beginning, and I said this when I saw it in preseason, and I said this: if you allow your second and third string to do that, it's commonplace that the first string gonna do the exact same thing. So again, Am said 220 yards. At halftime, they had 180. For the second half, we shut the run down when they're supposed to run. You take the runs, the explosive runs out, they don't have a big game. But explosive plays kills defenses. Now, context about the run game, somebody said something about do we miss Zeke? Out 3 of those 5 times we was in the red zone, we passed most of the time. And then we did some CeeDee Lamb ran the ball down there.
Yeah, that was
an
option play, Coach.
Fake the CeeDee Lamb, and then fake the Pollard on the counter going the other way, and pitch it back to CeeDee Lamb, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
In a second to go. That's what you do again, like we said, Ohio State against Colonial somebody. When you out athlete guys, and you're gonna again. I'm gonna say this: we run for 120 yards. We didn't, in some aspects, we didn't say we was worried about if we ran the ball. It was about the plays that we put together and how we control the game and what we did to keep the momentum going. I just want to see us do that better and focus more of that in the red zone, because yes, red zone is going to come to a point when we have our defense don't come to play or something comes. We need to score in the red zone. But this is about a lack of focus as a team. But I think it's a good thing. There's some good points that came out of this, but now it's going to make us recalculate our focus but I'm still worried about explosive plays on defense. I have said from the beginning, if this defense don't give up explosive plays, nobody beats us. Look at all the games last year. That's how we lost. Green Bay, explosive plays. Jacksonville, what? Explosive plays. If we don't give up explosive plays, our defense suffocates you. And yes, they are the tap out defense. But if you give up those, it compromises you and makes you. Now people gonna look at our running game and say, "Oh man, we can run the ball on them." They got 125 yards in 3 runs. You gonna get, of course. So you can't give up these explosive plays. And if we could cut down explosive plays, our defense. But it's about discipline. And when I see guys running free or running through the line of scrimmage with nobody touching, that means somebody or a couple of players did not do their responsibility at all on 2 levels. On the line scrimmage, the 2nd level, or the 3rd level.
Okay,
good points,
man.
Coach.
And great points, Coach.
Boss, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
You and Coach.
Mm-hmm.
From what you all saw today, do you think that we have capable tight ends?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think,
And I'm asking that on 2 sides. I'm asking that in the passing game and in the blocking game.
Yes, on both.
I don't like the way they're being used. I hate the way they're being used. Because they're not dominating the middle of the field as tight end. Everything I see them catching is outside the number.
Oh, we got the OC in the
Well.
My God.
Well. Man, look, I'm going to tell y'all real quick. Listen, great commentary, first of all. Salute, Coach Marv, Amp, Boss Cowboy. Man, look, the Cowboys lost this game because they got out physical and they got and that's what I see. They got out physical and they got out focused, man. I mean, just get your butt kicked. And so what happened to that defense? We can talk about explosive plays, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers. Over 200 rush yards, okay, versus this defense. That means that, man, at the point of attack, you got knocked off the ball. So much so that Dan Quinn conceded.
Coach was right on that. Most of that came from
I get it, but what I'm saying, Boss Cowboy, is that the averages are the averages, and the explosive plays still go to the total rush yards given up. Over 200 yards on the ground, Boss. So at that, man, you still got beat up in the run game, and that was a big part of what they did to actually win this game and control momentum. And that's what it was. They were a team that were 0-2. They didn't want to be 0-3. They're fighting for their life. They got a young coach. So, like, Jerry Glanville said this back in the day, the NFL, not for long. So at the end of the day, man, you got to stay focused and locked in and can't have really a game that is really kind of like a letdown game, which is kind of what this game was for the Dallas Cowboys. And, something else, and I don't know if you guys spoke about this yet, that I would say, I don't really think that the Cowboys made good personnel decisions on the left side of our offensive line. I don't understand why Chuma starting at left tackle and you got Smith starting at guard. Wouldn't it make more sense?
I asked that question.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Wouldn't it make more sense for a guy that's pretty much a Pro Bowl player to be at left tackle, and then you put Chuma, you go ahead and put him inside where he was and let him play left guard? Maybe you guys can talk me off the ledge. I don't understand the philosophy and the logic of that. And at the end of the day, and no offense, and I'm not, I'm definitely not a Dak hater, but man, Dak threw that ball into triple coverage, man, when we rush it and we got a chance to score. Right? So it's like, hey, man, we got to come up with big plays in the big moments, and we can't make excuses for saying, man, we didn't come up with the big play, this, that, or the third. Yeah, the Cowboys will learn from this. Yeah, Mike McCarthy will learn from this. But at the end of the day, man, the Cowboys showed up, and they weren't fully ready to rock and roll, man. They got beat today. That's what happened.
Yep. Yeah, real quick, man, I also want to give a special shout out to Rico. For real. Good game. Rico.
Oh, absolutely.
We mentioned some of the guys earlier, but man, it's super refreshing to see him continually get better and better and better and better. You know, he got one more box that he got to check with me, and that's short yardage. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But other than Rico between the Twitties, he done solidified that. He done solidified as an adequate replacement to me. Some people might need more games. I'm not mad at you if you do. But me, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I think once Rico get about 8 games in, if he can stay healthy, we not gonna miss Zeke at all. You know, I just want
and win a bang it too, boss.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say?
I said and just to know when to bang it. You know, sometimes I think he stretches plays just a little too much.
Right? Yeah. He banged it at the right times too. I like the patience I saw out of him today, and then that run that he made out of nothing. I was like, see, that's playing some comfortable football right there. So let's talk about Mike McCarthy. What's y'all thoughts on Mike McCarthy? We gonna start with you, OC.
I think that Mike McCarthy is a guy that needs to really just take advantage of the learning opportunity this game provided. I think that overall he's done a good job of trying to manage the ship. I'm not pounce on Mike McCarthy because of a bad game. I think in terms of some of the calls, I don't like some of the calls. I don't like the counter trap when you got an extra blitzer and you don't have a man to account for him. Like the OC got to see that, right? When we got a tackle for loss inside of the 10-yard line, things like that. I like him to clean up. I would like to see him do more route combinations with the tight ends. He does a lot of like H traps and tight end motion traps, things like that. I want to see him mix some of that up on the pass game and make it more vertical so that we can maybe get some goals and some outs. We can kind of use some of the tight ends, and then also we can be a little bit more creative with some of the play calling sometimes. And I think that you need to give, and I hate to say this too, and I'm not trying to, this is not a knock on Dak in any way what I'm about to say. I think sometimes in certain situations, make the play simple for Dak to make, to help your offense continue to keep moving or to try to build some momentum. And I think I like to see him do a little bit more of that, coming off of this game.
Coach, it's on you.
Coach Marr?
Oh, well, me? Okay, yeah. I agree with when you talking about give him some more outlets. I think they tried to do that a little bit with trying to control the rush with because Arizona was blitzing and try to use the screen game to try to give him a little bit of a chance. But as I said, man, when you get down the red zone, when you get inside the 10, which we had 3 solid, I think in the second half we had 4 solid drives inside to the red zone that we put drives together to take the ball all the way down the field.
Yep. And
we got down there in those areas. And it's hard to pass when you get inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's hard.
And when Dak didn't have the play, then we go into scramble. We go into the scramble thing. That's a fit. That's a if you make a play, you don't make a play type thing. But I think we shoot ourselves in the foot sometimes, and I think that the rhythm will come with that. But not taking the field goal there.
Yeah.
Hurt the momentum.
Yep.
Then turn around and you got in the red zone on the down and 7. That reverse, man, anytime, and I'll say it again, man, if you in the third down and second down and 7, you do not want to have a negative play, and you definitely don't want to give nobody the ball 5 yards off the line of scrimmage and second down and 7. That hurt us. So again, we giving up those type of things, man. But I think Mike McCarthy is going to learn from this to find his rhythm in this red zone. And I don't want us that to be a thing that gets on us, and then we start second guessing everything down there. But we need to get an identity down there and say we're going to have to score with this identity, and then we let everything else play off of that, because we get people to stop trying to stop our identity, and then we can open up some other things easier. So the tight ends, I don't think the tight ends are being used correctly. I hadn't seen I've seen it in preseason. I think Ferguson caught one ball down the middle of the field. I ain't seen the tight ends catch the ball down the seam yet. So if they ain't attacking, if the tight ends are not attacking the middle of the field, so what are they attacking?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they're on the outside with the receivers. You got running backs going to the flat, they're attacking the flat. If the tight ends can't get something to make some of these double coverages, this two shell, get a little more congested, where these guys, the receivers can, as OC was saying, now that may give them some room to get some vertical. But if you're not afraid of the in between 10 to 20 yard middle of the field passes, they gonna blanket you on the outside and make it hard for you to throw it, and then them corners are gonna start sitting on those stop routes, anything under, and that's why it's getting tighter and tighter out there to throw the ball, as we've seen in this game, because they sitting on those, because they know they got help over top.
Yep. What was your thoughts of Mike McCarthy?
Overall, for the most part, Mike did a pretty decent job. My issue, like I spoke of earlier, is just, that red down efficiency, man. Because even in the second half, I want to applaud him first and foremost for not abandoning the run. He kept the defense honest. A lot of the success that we had to even make it down into the red zone, in my opinion, was based off of our ability to still be effective in the run game, even late into the game. A lot of people, you get a deficit and it's, run game is out the window. No, it's not. And had we converted, we still, like you said, boss, to your point, we still had time to get the ball back and attempt to even the score. But I don't know what it is. I'm not an offensive mind, a guru, or anything of that nature, but I think we just got to be smart when we get down there. Sometimes I think Mike just overthinks it, and he had to do something today that he hadn't had to do the first 2 weeks, and that is call a game from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to see Mike McCarthy as an OC with a deficit. What does that look like? We can actually document and put this game to the side. Now, hopefully and prayerfully, that position is not something we find ourselves in often this year. But it is the NFL, and we are playing professionals, so it may happen again. And I want Mike McCarthy to use today as an example. Hey, your defense was not able to impose themselves on the opposing offense like they have been accustomed to the first 2 weeks. So you don't have that cushion necessarily. So in times and instances like that, sometimes you need to be able to dig a little bit deeper down in your bag to pull your team up. But kudos to Mike. We were productive, but boss, this in your former line of business. You can have a great spiel. You can have a great attention getter. You can engage pretty well, but it don't mean a damn thing if you don't close the deal.
My thoughts on Mike McCarthy. I definitely agree. First of all, I felt you 100%, especially when you said overthinking. That was my gut of watching him play call. Not going for 3 on a 4th and 4, where basically that would have put you basically with one score to take control of the game, and you go for the whole thing then, and your offense was already sketchy in the red zone. Take the points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain all the analytics likely said take the points. and he likely flipped opposite. I don't see what analytics that would have said go for it on 4th and 4 the way your offense was doing that day in the red zone. So I definitely get a sense of overthinking it. Another place that I get a sense of overthinking it, Amp, is with 4 minutes left. Yes, he did stick with the run. He still was complimentary. He was. I thought it was time to speed it up. And he looked like he did not. Now, he stuck to his protected defense at all costs, almost to a flaw. Like how you said perfectly, he had to get back into this game versus being ahead and milking it. He seemed like he's perfect to milk a clock. His time of possession, I already know without even looking at the numbers. I know they killed time of possession today. I know they did.
35 to 24.
I knew it. See, without even looking at it, I knew it. Just the flow said that he did.
Yep.
He stuck to that, but at some point it was time to abandon that, and I didn't see him go with what was the common sense thing, which is what really sparked my interest in when you said I saw some overthinking it. What I'm hoping is that he rusted. I hope it's just a normal rust to where he's shaking it off too, and he go hopefully come back better. But that's my general thoughts of him. And then let's just go ahead and give our final words before we get out of here.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Damn, you said what the time possession was?
35 minutes to 24 minutes. We were up.
You know how hard it is. I'm gonna say this before I get punished. You know how hard it is when you only have the ball almost just a little bit over 20 minutes to run for 180 yards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got to be giving up some 40 and 50-yard games.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Chunks.
Great point.
Chunks.
Yep.
Yeah, it was some chunks in that run.
And one thing I'll say that I noticed too, guys, and I don't know if any of you guys feel this, is this. It seems like that Arizona had more determination with their game plan. They was more determined to stick with their plan, and they believed in it, and they would go stick with it, you know, and that's what I saw. And the thing about the red zone, and I'm not gonna say that we got red zone problems. I'm gonna say we're questionable in the red zone at this point because of what's happened in the past couple of weeks. I think that Mike McCarthy gotta have determination. When you get inside of that 10 as a play caller, you gotta have a level of determination, right? We run these overload sets, right? Run overload and run the ball down their throat. Let's go. Run behind your best offensive lineman and let's rock and roll and let's try to punch this thing in. You got to have or do a tight end out or do a play action with a drag. Do something to show like that moxie, that determination when you get in there. Because a lot of that, getting inside of the red zone and scoring on defenses, man, is attitude. And so I think that your attitude rubs off a little bit on your team when you get down inside of that 10-yard line, man. You got to bring some funk and you got to have some stick-to-itiveness to you. That's my thought.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into our. Oh, also I want to say this. First of all, I want to say this is very important. Coach Marv is very tired, and he should be. Yes, he dozing off. So let me tell you the background. He just lost his uncle, and he drove 6 hours. He drove 6 hours straight and went straight to this. So like, you know, I saw some people chuckling that he dozed off. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you drive 6 hours to go straight to watch a game live? And did you do the whole game after driving 6 hours? No, you didn't. So I just wanted to get a background. Because see, some people don't know that you got somebody who fighting through pain right now as well. Fighting through pain and still came and give you commentary. So sometimes when you know the background, you won't be as judgmental as Coach Moore, because he's fighting to give us commentary. I just wanted to just say that real quick, you know, for anybody to say, oh, he dozed off. Well, yeah, he did. He drove 6 hours too, and did a 4-hour show, and doing the post game. Go ahead, Coach.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, man, if I'm looking down, I got texts coming in from my family. So if I'm looking down, man, and stuff like that, I'm trying to do my phone as well as talk to y'all on the live stream.
No,
so
Coach,
I got stuff coming in.
Don't tell him you was asleep, Coach.
So,
you was asleep.
So anyway,
you was asleep, Coach.
like I said, man, like I said, man, yeah, and I appreciate that, boss. Yeah, I have been going through a lot in my family. I lost 2 aunts and an uncle in 2 months. So yeah, my family in Alabama is really struggling right now. But and I would shout out to my people in Alabama. They probably they watching me on the live stream. I had them, and they probably enjoying the show too. So that's another
salute to the fam.
subscriber for you. But let me tell you something. I just got one real point. The way you judge the character of a team and their moxie to win is how they handle adversity as well as how they handle success. Now, adversity, when we went into the Jet game and they put us as the number 5th best team in the NFL and the Jets in front of us, we handled that adversity well. But this week, they ranked us as the number 1 team in the NFL. And we did not handle success the way we handle adversity.
Right.
And this is where you're going to get. It's the measure of how you handle adversity and how you handle success is going to be the measure of your character.
Yeah.
Because you ain't made the mountain. So you got success, you continue to work. And when you got adversity, you know how to pull your bootstraps up and get out of it. So this is what I want this team. Now we got some adverse time. So we should come out next week and play better. But I want us to play the same way and the same moxie as when we standing on top of the mountain or we at the foot.
Right.
That's what we got to do.
So, to all the haters, all the pundits, all the critics, that same energy you're displaying on today, I need you to be able to keep that up and maintain it throughout the whole season. Because what I'm for damn sure about is our team will bounce back. You got punched in the mouth. You done tasted your own blood. You've had some early success in the season. You've also now tasted defeat. We're learning ourselves. We know what works. We know what isn't working. So let's take notes. As the pastor would say, let's bring all wandering minds in. Let's lock in. Let's have a high level of focus and practice this week. And let's not look past New England as we look toward week 5. I won't even mention their name. Applause again to some guys that did well today that showed me some things. Shout out to Rico Dowdle. Shout out to Bland. Shout out to CD. They did some great things. They showed me some things. I think we're gonna be all right. I know we're gonna be all right, but I need our team to understand you got a target on your back and a star on your helmet. Nothing is going to come easy. So if you want it, guys simply stated, you just got to earn it. Let's go Cowboys.
Yeah, man. So, what I would say is obviously this win loss was ugly, right? And just real quick before I kind of get into my final thoughts, y'all make sure next week y'all come back because we're gonna be having another watch party. But this time we're gonna be doing a pregame show. At least I am. I don't know about them, but I will. So, and a post game. So we're gonna be giving you 3 shows in that one Sunday. Okay. But this the deal. The season is a roller coaster. Just remember that, y'all. It's gonna be a roller coaster. It's gonna be up and down emotionally for all of us. It's gonna be games that people feel like we supposed to lose. We gonna win. We gonna beat San Fran. It's gonna be a game down the line that we gonna all feel like, you know what, we own this game and we gonna mess around and lose maybe one more. You know, y'all remember that before 2018, we went in there and laid an egg versus the Colts, but we was hot up into that game. We got let down emotionally. That's really the normalcy of the season, to be honest. Like teams going on these long runs that hardly ever happens. Just like when Philly Mike came in here, he was like, sheesh. And I was like, yeah, y'all was hot last year too. Won all those games and got knocked off by the Commanders. You know? Garbage Commanders knocked y'all. So it's more about, in my opinion, Belichick said something that was so wise. He said, early in the season, I knew we had a championship season. He said, because we took a loss in our first game. And he said, it wasn't a loss. It was how we lost that let me know we had that championship grit. He said it was the things that I was seeing, like us being very upset, angry, chippy, fighting out there during the loss, greatly caring that we lost. It wasn't just that we lost. He was like, I knew that them boys really was bought in based on how they lost. So when I look at this loss, and I'm being all the way honest, I didn't see us get out physical, in my opinion. I didn't see that. I saw discipline. I saw asleep. I didn't see couldn't play football. When Denver knocked us off, we was flat and asleep, in my opinion. This game, I think we were just undisciplined, and it caught up to us. I think it's going to be a good chance for everybody to go back to the lab and make those corrections. They're going to take a spanking this week. The Cowboys publicly is getting ready to get ran through the ringer. If you want to be upset, tune in the morning and all week to the 4-letter networks. They going to have you fully pissed walking into work. They going to have you fully pissed walking into work. But they going to be talking a lot of cash, but our team needs this. We need this. I want our backs against the wall. I don't want us to go on another run and then all of a sudden they start saying how we meant to win it and we the favorites. I start feeling nervous when I start hearing our haters talk about how good we were. It's one thing for me to say how good we were, but when I heard our haters, I said, Coach Marv warned about that. That's the next step they go do. They go try to get our head big by pumping us up. And I start feeling uncomfortable with all that talk. You know, this the last thing I'm gonna say. Now I'm finished, and it's on the OC to close us out. Don't fall for the trap to argue with people that don't like that. Don't even do it. They have been missing. They have not celebrated none of those wins. They have been quiet the entire time. They have not said a word. They only show up when we lose.
Facts.
The people that don't like, that's when they show up. Dak can't do it. I told y'all Dak wasn't that guy. If you engage into that, that's your fault. That's your fault. Somebody said something one day. He said, man, that's the problem with arguing with fools. When you watching fools from a distance, he said that's the problem with arguing with a fool. He said if you arguing with a fool and people watching y'all from a distance, they can't tell who is from who. So if you out there, and I'm serious, and you out there fighting with some dude, Dak ain't that dude. He's like, yeah, Dak threw an interception. Yes, it was aggressive. Yes, he shouldn't have done that. But anybody that's just blaming this whole game on Dak, it's your fault. Yep.
Yeah, guys. So at the end of the day, man, I mean, this is early in the season, so that's the great thing about it. I really think the telltale test of how well the Cowboys have learned from this loss, it won't be next week. It'll be when we end up playing San Francisco, because that's our next opponent that will try to run downhill straight at the Cowboys really aggressively, in my opinion. And so I think that we'll see the maturation and the adjustments in that game. The Cowboys have an opportunity to really come back and bounce back next week. And I think that they will, actually. I think that Mike McCarthy will be sharper. I think that he will begin to show the resolve. I'm not really too worried about it. It just was a game, man, that we weren't sharp, man, and they did, to on some levels, outplay us, you know, and they did what they had to do to not go 0-3, and it happened. So, listen, man, everybody keep your head up. Don't forget to follow Boss Cowboy Sports also, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Salute to Coach Marv and Amp for the hard work, man, post game and pre. And man, you guys stay with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Salute.
Salute.
Look, why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? I need a meal like you. I need some friends and some jewelry. I'm trying to get like you. Sign me a deal like you. Foreign my whip like you. Give me a. I'm trying to be lit like you. Flex on the ground like you. Show all my bands like you. I talk to my friends, I talk to my family, they don't understand like you. Follow the plan like you. I need some fans like you. Make them all stand like you, but I don't understand why I'm not like you. They say comparison is a thief